Did y'all see the video with the white man asking black people to step up and save America? Excuse me, sir. Didn't we try to sound the alarm and tell y'all that the competition that happened in November of last year, if you voted for the wrong person, what was going to happen? See, black people are the originators of all skin folk and kinfolk. We know that just because somebody look like you doesn't mean they have your best interests. So y'all, now your livelihood is affected, your business is affected, your family are affected. So now y'all are concerned and scared and worried and want us to step up and save y'all. And you know what's going to happen right after we save y'all? I mean, do we look like the Black Avengers? Right after we save y'all, y'all gonna go back to doing the same thing? So absolutely not. This is the consequences of your actions, and y'all are going to have to sit with it. In the black community, there's a saying that I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard: you will be okay once the swelling goes down.
If they don't have nothing else in this life, they're going to have the unmitigated gall, audacity, the caucasity to ask us to come out and fight their battles after they have created this environment, okay? After they have created this whiteness and white insecurity, maskiness, white supremacy, after they have benefited from those systems, they have the unmitigated gall, the caucasity, the audacity to ask black men and women to come and save them. The unmitigated gall, the caucasity to say, we need you. We need y'all to come and fix this. Why would y'all need us to come and fix the racist BS that y'all voted for? How would you fix your no lips, thin lips selves to ask for us to come and fix the very system that y'all created to disenfranchise us? That is pure crazy to me. The disrespect. Talking about it's unfair. No, it's not unfair. It's bad shit crazy for you to fix your no lip having self to get on Beyonce's internet to beg for black men to come out and fix what y'all have created for centuries and centuries. And it's not just black women. Y'all been looking for us since the protests. Where the black people at? Well, we told y'all we was going to be at. Where our ancestors told us to do. Sit down, be quiet, and mind our business. And then here y'all go yet again, trying to call us out. We need y'all to save us. Y'all have never repaired. No reparations. No, not even a apology for what y'all have done to us for generation after generation after generation, centuries and centuries of mass white violence against us. But then on the same goddamn token, on the flip side, you have the unmitigated gall, caucasity to ask us to save you. 300,000 black women lost their jobs in the first half of this damn year in this country that they were overqualified for. 100,000 black women and children are missing in this country. Black men are being strange fruited in this country. There's an occupation in Washington, D.C. in this country targeting black people. They're going into our museums trying to whitewash the history. And then y'all have the unmitigated gall, caucasity to ask us to come and save you. When is our turn? When is it our turn for somebody to do something to help our community? But y'all have no problem asking us to save you time and time again. Do you not understand how crazy that is, how disrespectful that is, how you still are moving in white insecurity, masculine supremacy, thinking that it's our job to save you when y'all constantly are targeting us? It's the audacity for me.
Today in Trump's America, small-town farms in Arkansas are begging for welfare. They can't sell their soybeans to China. Who knew that so many farmers were making $10,000 an acre from China? Who knew? They're going for welfare. They're going for subsidies. They're going for American handouts. Just mere months after saying, we don't support welfare programs, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid, cut everything to these LGBTQIARSTUV people. Pull up your bootstraps, Arkansas. Sell something Americans want to buy. Talk to your man Donnie Darko about the Department of War, because hell, they might be coming to your town soon. He might be bringing the National Guard to Arkansas and you won't have any farmland left anyway. Look, folks, Donnie Darko is destroying America, and if you can't see it, it's a part of the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025. Go look it up. It's a blueprint. Donnie Darko is following it to a T.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American.
Bravo, bravo. That's what they look at black people as. The help. Not as allyship, just disposable help. Someone that they could put in front of them as a shield. And that's why a lot of these white Cubans left Cuba. It's not necessarily because of politics or ideology. It's because of racial equality. Before the Cuban Revolution, they used to discriminate against black Cubans. It was...
There is an illusion that initially white people had. The illusion that they can live by themselves. They can fend for themselves without having any other person to support them, without needing any help of a person, because to their mind, they thought that they are self-sufficient. And the self-sufficiency was being pushed by something which happened at the back, which is called the Jim Crow. You understand that the psychology behind Jim Crow moments was to separate black people, or separate white people from black people, especially when they put white people in areas that were so much rich as compared to black people. Now, as time went by, there are a couple of things that started happening. Black people started empowering themselves. And when black people empowered themselves, they found ways, they found strategies of coping, of making, of developing the skills that they had. Now, when they had all these skills, what did they do? This is what they did. They found ways of surviving and outmaneuvering every problems that they had. And white people were so much worried back in the 18th. Black people came with a city called Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was doing so much well economically. White people looking at how black people are thriving despite of all those years of Jim Crow, they were so much worried. And you understand what they did? They went down and burned these places. They went down and destroyed and drowned and killed all these people that were in these places. Some people flew away because of fear. But then as time goes by, we are looking at the United States today, current time, current day. You look and understand that black people have played a pivotal role when it comes to the American economy. Sometimes this is something that you might not be told, because when you get back and look at history, how black people thrived despite all those difficulties that they went through, it proves to you and it shows you that indeed black people can do really great things. And now today, 21st century, the contemporary United States that I'm talking through you, you get to understand that white people are now learning that they cannot do without black people. And it is inevitable. You can hear from their talks, you can hear, the black voice, they understand how important it is. And they'll make it as sure to live closer to a black person. It is not like in the past when they segregated themselves during those Jim Crow times. And so, brothers and sisters, I'm inviting you to watch this video. It is really important that we understand all everyone is trying to say. And then I'll be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts. And if you're watching me for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel. Please join the membership. And if you wish to buy me a coffee through my Cash App account, if you wish to buy me a coffee through my Super Thanks, I highly appreciate the support that you are giving me. But until then, let's watch the video. I'll be back and then I'll be sharing my thoughts at the end of it all. Right? Let's watch.
Legal. Black Cubans didn't have access to healthcare or education, and they lived in poorer conditions where they served the white Cubans. After the Cuban Revolution, all that changed. They start promoting racial equality. Black Cubans start having access to healthcare, access to education. And a lot of white Cubans, that made them feel uncomfortable. They were used to the old Cuba, where they had an upper advantage on the black Cubans. They're not going to bring this information up freely. That's why when she says save us, servitude, you're nothing but the help, disposable help. Make my white Cuban life a little bit easier and comfortable since our white savior, Trump, is deporting us.
Thank you very much for joining me. I know that there is a lot that is going on, but for one moment, let's forget about Donald Trump, Jimmy Kimmel, the UN, Charlie Kirk, Gaza, government shutdown, the other crises that we face, and the news of the day. Let's spend a few minutes discussing what the corporately controlled media and the corporately controlled political system don't talk about very much, and frankly, do not want us to talk about. And that's the truth about what's going on in our country today. What we are witnessing right now, right before our eyes, is the rise of two very separate and distinct Americas. One for the billionaire class and one for everybody else. In one America, the richest people are becoming obscenely richer and have never, ever had it so good. That America is overflowing with unimaginable wealth, greed, and opulence that makes the Gilded Age seem very modest. And then there is a second America, an America where a majority of our people live, and they are trying to survive paycheck to paycheck, and they are struggling to secure the very basic necessities of life. Nothing fancy. We're talking about food, healthcare, housing, education, and other basic needs. The simple truth is that never before in our history have so few had so much wealth and power, while at the same time, so many Americans live in economic desperation. Some examples. In the first America, one man, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, worth over $480 billion, owns more wealth than the bottom 52% of American households. Yeah, you heard that right. One man owns more wealth than the bottom 52% of American households. After spending $290 million to put Trump back into the White House, Musk has become over $180 billion richer since Election Day. That's a pretty good return on his investment. But that's apparently not good enough for Mr. Musk. In order to keep him motivated as CEO, Tesla's board proposed giving him a $1 trillion pay package if he meets certain goals. $1 trillion. That's Musk. Jeff Bezos, the fourth wealthiest man in the world, has a fortune of $240 billion. He recently sailed to Venice on his $500 million yacht for his $55 million wedding, where he gave his wife a $5 million ring. Mark Zuckerberg, the third wealthiest man in the world, is worth $262 billion. He has spent $110 million to buy 11 homes in Palo Alto, California, to create his own private compound, and another $270 million for a 1,500-acre estate on an island in Hawaii with a 5,000-foot underground bunker and 3 yachts worth over $530 million. Larry Ellison, the second wealthiest man in the world, worth $370 billion, recently became $100 billion richer in a single day. He owns a private island in Hawaii and a fleet of jets. He recently acquired Paramount, which owns CBS, and is now working to purchase CNN and TikTok. Together, these four men alone are worth more than $1.3 trillion. But it is not just them. The top 1% now owns more wealth than the bottom 90%, 93%. The 1% live in a world completely removed from the world of ordinary Americans. They haven't a clue as to what ordinary Americans experience. They don't ride overcrowded subways to get to work or sit in traffic jams to get home. They get around on private jets and helicopters. Not much of a housing crisis for them. They live in mansions all over the world, send their kids to the most elite private schools, and vacation on their own islands. And for fun, some of them spend millions flying off into space on their own rocket ships. That's one America. But here is the other America, where the vast majority of our people live. For them, the economy is not just broken, it is in many respects collapsing. In this America, despite a massive increase in worker productivity, real weekly wages for the average American worker are lower today than they were more than 52 years ago. In this America, people are unable to afford a doctor's visit if they're lucky enough to find a doctor. They are paying over half of their limited incomes on rent or a mortgage and are unable to afford the outrageously high cost of childcare or the ability to send their kids to college. In this America, the price of vegetables, fruit, and other healthy foods is beyond the budget for many. For most Americans, the system is not just broken. It is collapsing, and it is increasingly resembling life in the third world. Everyone needs health care. It's not a radical idea. Yet today, over 85 million Americans are uninsured or underinsured, a number that will rise by at least 15 million because of Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill and massive cuts to Medicaid and the ACA. Everyone needs housing. Yet today, nearly 800,000 Americans are homeless, and over 20 million households pay more than 50% of their limited incomes on rent or a mortgage. Now, how do you have any money left over for anything if you're spending 50% of your income for housing? Since the year 2000, average rents have more than doubled, and the median price of a home today has soared to more than $435,000. Everyone needs a decent education. You cannot survive in this world today without a good education. Yet today, our child care system is broken and widely expensive. Many of our public schools are dilapidated with teachers underpaid and underappreciated. And American students are falling behind in math, science, and reading compared to their international peers. College education is unaffordable for millions, and vocational schools are failing to train the workers we desperately need. Everyone wants a secure retirement. Yet nearly half of older workers have no retirement savings and no idea as to how they will ever retire with any shred of dignity or respect. Meanwhile, 22% of seniors are trying to survive on an income of less than $15,000 a year. Enough is enough. It's absolutely imperative that we understand the reality of what is going on today and the need to bring about the fundamental changes that are required to create a government and an economy that work for all and not just the few. America is not supposed to be a nation run by a handful of unbelievably wealthy oligarchs, while at the same time a majority of our people struggle to afford the very basic necessities of life. That's not what America is supposed to be about. So let us stand together, let us go forward, and let us create the kind of nation that you and I know that we can become. Thank you very much.
Guess who just got the tea about what's going over on MAGA sides, specifically with the farmers in Arkansas? Child, them Trump tariffs is kicking their asses so bad that at the most recent NEA meeting, representative assembly that took place on Friday, the farmers in Arkansas all collectively broke down in prayer. They started calling on to God. They started calling on to God because they cannot trust that Donald Trump is actually going to keep his word. See, the Big Beautiful Bill, which a lot of these Arkansas farmers voted for, and the Trump administration is currently renaming because it did not accurately describe what was in the bill, promised a lot of the people in the agriculture industry benefits that a lot of these businesses will not live to see as they all take effect in 2026, 2027, late 2026 and early 2027 to be exact. But like I stated, a lot of those businesses will not be around long enough to see it come into fruition. Apparently around that time, a quarter of the farming industry in Arkansas will be out of business. And y'all already know that I always come with the evidence. I always have the clip. So stay tuned for the clip provided by ABC7.
The government steps in to save them. Farmers had no one to turn to but God.
So they're closer to daily movements on the server because we hear Earth every day. You know, we're hurting anymore. We can't deal with what's happened to us.
Dear Lord, we are hurting here, Lord. We can't help what has happened to us. You actually could have helped it because you could have voted against it. Y'all could have voted for Kamala, but like you stated, she has a weird laugh. And here's a screenshot of the article. You can go and find it. Let's read along to the title. People have little sympathy for the Arkansas farmers who are asking Trump for emergency funding to save their farms. And because they can't trust on Trump to actually come through with these emergency funds, they started praying. I probably should have highlighted what I'm about to read, but it's in quotations at the top. It says, I have never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on. Welcome to the mentality of the average Black American here. Welcome to the mentality of the average Hispanic Latino person here. Welcome to the mentality of the average marginalized group member here in America. And to think that all of this could have been avoided, had you just listened to those same marginalized groups. If you would have just listened to the Black Americans here in this country, to the 92%, if you would have just listened. And now, ironically, the same tool that you used to oppress the marginalized groups in this country, the Black Americans in this country, the formerly enslaved people of America, religion, Christianity, prayer, is now the only tool that you can rely on, because you can't trust in your government to look out for you. You can't trust in your government to help you. How fucking ironic. And just a reminder, because I know y'all like to forget, right? Anytime, historically speaking, by the way, the Black Americans of this country stated that they needed help, they wanted to be treated fairly, they wanted equality, you told them to pray harder. You sent them to church. You told them to pray harder. That if it's really meant for them, all they had to do was pray harder and God was going to hear them. So that's my advice to you, you farmers in Arkansas. Pray harder, okay? Just keep praying. However, I do have a strong inkling that we are not praying to the same gods. I know the God that I pray to. There's only one. I don't know what you're praying to, but pray harder, okay? God bless America.
Okay, so I had to put on my sophistication glasses for this one. But you're telling me in order to move up the career ladder and to get my staff nurse 3, I need to go out there and pick up the slack that the U.S. government has created? You want nurses who are already so exhausted and leaving hospitals and bedside care in droves to go out to the farms and pick blueberries. Am I hearing this right?
A hospital in Jersey put up a flyer asking for nurses to volunteer their time on the weekend to pick and harvest blueberries. They gotta be smoking the finest dope or something. I don't know. I just left my big sister's page because she was talking about this, and she's also a nurse practitioner. So I'm just gonna echo and just add some other stuff onto what she said. It wasn't enough that we had to work real hard to get a nursing degree. It's not enough that we bust our behinds working and taking care of patients, not getting adequate breaks, burnout, stress. Some of us have a lot of anxiety, depression because COVID and everything else. You asked me to volunteer my time on the weekend to pick and harvest blueberries as some advancement for a clinical ladder project? Y'all need to go and just find something else better to do and find somebody else to play with, because nurses is not the ones. And I don't even know why anybody would think that this was okay to post or put up a flyer in a hospital and do. Like, get somebody else to do it.
Down. Volunteers needed for blueberry harvest.
Okay, y'all. So I just watched 2 different videos of Hispanic women crying. And baby, we're gonna unpack this because I judge. If you are new here, it's your girl Maya Lamisha, favorite cousin on your mama's side, the opinionated stay-at-home mama. Okay, and like I said, I watched 2 different videos of Hispanic women crying. Okay, the first woman, she was crying saying that she regret voting for Trump. She believed everything he said that he was gonna do and blah 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 blah. I don't know if she watched the same things that I watched, but he already said it was gonna be a mass deportation. I don't understand why they acting all confuzzled like that's not what that man said before he got elected. I heard him say it. I know y'all heard him say it. That's why we said we was gonna mind our 92%, because we heard him say what he was gonna do once he got in office, and now he doing what he said he was gonna do, and now everybody acting confuzzled. I'm confused by your confusion, ma'am. Now, the other lady, she is asking for the support of the African-American people, because she said back in the day when slavery was happening, that some of us ran to Mexico and they gave us shelter, and you never know the way everything going on in the future. We may need Mexico again, is what she said. So she don't understand how we not jumping in to help save them. And for my recollection, Black people been considered the bottom of the totem pole for the longest. Even Hispanic people didn't like us that well. It was a whole debacle between being Hispanic and Afro-Latina, because they felt like Afro-Latinas was the bottom of the totem pole. But now you want help from us after we told y'all not to vote for him? We've been asking for decades for people to stand with us and march with us for our rights and Black Lives Matter, and y'all just kept saying all lives matter. But now that it's convenient for y'all want us to say Hispanic lives matters when y'all wouldn't even agree with us that Black lives matter. Again, I'm confused on the confusion about what y'all wanted us to do, because we told y'all we was down the ride and everything, but then when y'all voted for him, when we seen the percentage of how many Hispanic people actually voted for him, we told y'all don't ask us for no help later on. We said this to y'all, but yet now and still y'all want some help from us. We told y'all we was minding our business. I'm confuzzled with you, okay? Now, I'm not saying what he doing is right. I'm not saying that we agree with what he doing. What we saying is we told y'all. So if y'all want any help from us and advice from us, we just gonna tell y'all carry around y'all paperwork, because there's nothing we can do to help y'all, because we told y'all, he told y'all, they told y'all, they all said they was gonna do, and now everybody confused. I'm confused at the confusion. Okay, just carry your paperwork.
These raggedy So I've been a nurse for 15 years. I've seen a lot of stuff, but this is some bullshit. Apparently there's a hospital in New Jersey that is asking their nurses to volunteer on their days off and weekends off to go pick blueberries. Pick blueberries. I currently work in multiple specialties, but one of them that I'm spending a lot of time in right now is inpatient psych, usually the geriatric population. So that means Mima hasn't taken her meds in a while. She's 95 years old, and she thinks she's pregnant, and she thinks we're trying to poison her, and she thinks that I'm the hussy that tried to steal her man back in 1954. So every time I show up, she's trying to fight me. And that means Papa doesn't know where he is, or why he can't leave, or why he's here. So he tries to throw his walker at us regularly for 12 to 16 hours, trying to keep these patients safe, medicate them, reorient them, trying to keep them from harming us, trying to deal with family members that are unrealistic and not understanding disease processes. And you mean to tell me, after 12 to 16 hours of that, for 3 to 4 days, maybe even 5 during the week, you want me, to go pick blueberries? All I can tell you is this: there's gonna be no wading in the water. Absolutely not. Somebody might be catching a fade in the water though, because what kind of BS is this? Have a good day, y'all. Now to move up a clinical ladder, they want nurses to pick blueberries. I saw Tanya posted this on her page. You can pick them on the weekends, or you can pick up your shifts. You know what's next, right? Cotton.
And another thing, who's going to pick blueberries on their day off for your organization after serving 12 hours or more at the bedside, being exhausted, pushing through exhaustion, being underpaid, unappreciated, pouring from an empty cup to serve the patients at your organization? Now on the weekends or on my days off, you want me to volunteer to pick blueberries? Girl, don't piss me off.
I don't know if y'all have heard the latest, but they want nurses to go and pick blueberries on the weekend as a part of a clinical letter project. You want nurses with all their 5011 degrees and letters after their name to go and harvest blueberries for free under the guise of it can help them with their clinical ladder advancement project? No. Baby, no. 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 If you are short farmers, let's think of why. And do you really think that we have extra nurses in the hospital that are going to just have time to go pick some damn blueberries? Like, y'all didn't think this through. Y'all really did not think this through. If you have not seen the sign going around a hospital that nurses can go and harvest 20,000 blueberries on the weekend, go check it out and tap in and let me, I can't even talk because I'm just so worked up. Nurses ain't picking no damn blueberries. I don't know if y'all have heard the latest, but they want nurses to go and pick blueberries on the weekend as a part of a clinical letter project. You want nurses with all their 5011 degrees and letters after their name to go and harvest blueberries for free under the guise of it can help them with their clinical ladder advancement project? No. Baby, no. 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 If you are short farmers, let's think of why. And do you really think that we have extra nurses in the hospital that are going to just have time to go pick some damn blueberries? Like, y'all didn't think this through. Y'all really did not think this through. If you have not seen the sign going around a hospital that nurses can go and harvest 20,000 blueberries on the weekend, go check it out and tap in and let me, I can't even talk because I'm just so worked up. Nurses ain't picking no damn blueberries.
California farm workers are on a strike from today all the way to the 18th. They're asking us to not buy any produce for those 3 days in support of this strike. This is all happening after the ICE raids that happened in Camarillo. It was a huge ICE raid. People were detained. Even a U.S. citizen, a vet, was detained. I think he's released now, but I really think that they should go longer than this until they get what they want. They're actually looking for a pathway to citizenship, but without them, we wouldn't have our produce. I also heard that there is this New Jersey hospital. I saw the flyer too, and they're passing out flyers asking nurses to volunteer weekday mornings to harvest blueberries so that they don't go to waste. Nurses, for free. They're asking them to go on their free time and harvest blueberries. What the fuck is going on? Why don't y'all go harvest blueberries? Whoever's on this side to deport all the farmers, whoever is against the farmers, go harvest the blueberries. Why are y'all asking nurses? What the fuck is going on?
Hey family, I want you to listen and watch this request this white man is making for our black men. And we'll talk about it.
Black men, I think we need you. I think America needs you. Okay? And I know it's unfair after everything this country's done to you to ask you to save it. But I think you're the only people who can.
Stop right there. First of all, no, you're not going to put the lives of our precious black men on the line. You yourself just admitted that this country, black men, is ass to kiss. And so now you're going to ask, you have the audacity and the caucasity to request that our black men get out here and what? Solve the Trump problem that racist white folk created in the first place? No, they will not.
All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine, well, someone's got to stop them.
So now on top of solving the problems here in America, now you want our black men to solve geopolitical problems happening in Israel and Palestine? Oh, so now you want our black men to put on superhero capes and fix everything, when I thought our black men were just lazy and shiftless and ain't worth a dime. Because isn't that what you've been perpetuating and telling us about our black men for decades now, for centuries? And now they got to what? Solve the political crisis in Israel? Wow.
And anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish Jew speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. Dude, white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the you're racist train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay? And I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth.
So I'll speak the truth. It is not the responsibility of our black men to go out here and fix the problems of white America. That has been the problem since the beginning of time. You white folk want our black men to fix your problems when it's convenient for you. Yeah, when it's convenient, if it's making you money on the football field, if it's making you money in basketball, if it's making you money in the music industry, if it's making you money anywhere, you want them to be there for you and to help you and to rescue you. But when a black man stands up in front of the United States of America and says that he is the president, he's all kind of niggas, his wife is a monkey, his kids are getting death threats, and it's a major disrespect. And not one time did I hear you call on black people then, black men then, to say stand up for your president. So no. Black men, fall back, stand down. You created this problem, white man. Now you solve it.
They is asking nurses to go and harvest blueberries on their free time. A hospital in New Jersey has a flyer going around asking nurses to go and harvest blueberries on their free time for free. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Look. Pause to read. All I could think about is somebody that works in the hospital or has ties to the hospital, owns a farm, and they're low on farm workers. But asking nurses is diabolical. Y'all didn't think this out right, did y'all?
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you're doing great from wherever you're watching me from. I'm your host and presenter Engineering Stories. Let's address the issues on the table. You understand, whenever anything wrongs happen in the United States, from white farmers, from white constructors, from all these people that were affected by the huge induced recession that is happening in the United States, there is a big reset that is happening. There is a huge recession that is going on, and I think it's inevitable that everyone is seeing this happening lively, and everyone can get that it is not easy as it was usually been. And so it is so much difficult for people to cope up with this all economic situation. And one thing that people are learning is that black voices are so much important. Remember when Trumpers, white farmers voted for Trump? I call them Trumpers. They voted for Trump. They never knew that they'll need black people. Actually, they voted for Trump because they did not need black people. According to their back in their minds, they thought that they don't need black people. Only to realize that indeed they ever wanted black people, and they're learning that they're sounding the alarm that everything is not going on it's not going good for them as they thought it will be. But at the end of the day, we are seeing a lot of people, a lot of white people, especially white farmers, coming out and asking for black voices, asking for the collectiveness of all these things. But you understand that when they were trying to do what they wanted to do, they never wanted the collectiveness. They never wanted black people, because them doing what they did or them voting for what they voted, it means that they voted against what black people needed. And as a result, you understand that itself affected black people badly, right? It affected black people badly. Once that can happen, they thought that they would be insulated from the problems that are going in the United States. Trust me, the recession that you're seeing is happening right now. It is a recession that is affecting everyone, whether you're black, whether you're white. Everyone is feeling the heat that is coming from the recession. And the recession is induced, right? Once that can happen, black people, this is not something that they are new to. This is something that they are used to. So once that could happen, is a person that thought that they are prevented from all these problems, rather coming to realize that indeed they were not protected from all these problems. They are yet to face the problems. And they are facing the problems because the systems, the structures that were put there before are crumbling with all this system. You understand that the recession is making America to crumble. Everyone just want to leave the United States. And it is something that has been spoken. It is something that has been said for a while now. And everyone knows this. This is something which is not new. And so people are getting to understand. People are getting to learn that indeed they need the voices of black people. They need the collectiveness. They need the voices that will help them hair out the problems that they have, the challenges that they are going through, the economic challenges that they are going up. The tariffs is affecting all these soy farmers because they largely depend on exports, and they can't do that because the sanctions that China put towards them, because Trump started the game of tariffs. And you understand how negatively this is impacting a lot of Americans. And it's showing, it's directing, it's commanding how the economy should run and how the economy is going to run. So it's so much difficult, and it's a difficult moment for people in the United States. But you need to understand that this is something that it is induced. This is something that they voted for. This is something that they wanted. It could be worse for black people, much worse for black people. But at least this is something that they are used to. This is something that is not happening to them for the first time. And so you're trying to come out, you're trying to understand all these issues, is that you need to put it in your mind that all these things that is happening by design. White Trumpers who voted, white Nebraska farmers, name it, all these people who voted, they thought that they never needed black people. But it taught them a huge history. It taught them a huge lesson that indeed they need black people. And so I really don't know what you think and feel about this. But please let me know what you think and feel about this in the comment section. Right. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Tech Stories. But until then, let me see you in my next video. And if you're watching me for the first time, you know how we do it. I'm just asking you to please subscribe to the channel. I'm on my way to 160k subs, and I'm just asking you to please support me so that I can get subscribed. You can get subscribed so that we can all get to grow, so that we can learn together. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. But until then, let me see you on my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.